Hot Jupiters. Some planets do not orbit their stars. They fall toward them. Slowly, violently, and over millions of years, entire worlds are dragged into stellar furnaces hotter than nightmares. These worlds are called hot Jupiters, gas giants born in the frozen outer edges of solar systems before gravitational chaos throws them inward toward their stars. Closer, closer, until the planet becomes trapped in an orbit tighter than Mercury's. Some complete an entire orbit in less than 24 hours. Imagine an entire year ending before a single Earth day is over. And then reality gets disturbing. The most extreme confirmed hot Jupiter, Kelt 9b, burns at over 4,300 degrees Celsius, hotter than many stars. A planet hotter than stars. The gravity at that distance is catastrophic. Stellar radiation tears the atmosphere away continuously, thousands of tons every second. The planet is literally evaporating alive. Scientists believe some hot Jupiters are slowly being stripped down to their naked cores. The final remains of worlds once larger than Jupiter, reduced to scorched fragments orbiting beside their executioner. And it only gets worse from here. Lava worlds. Some planets do not have continents, or oceans, or even solid ground. They have oceans of molten rock. Lava worlds orbit so close to their stars that their surfaces never cool, ever. One side permanently faces the star. The other side remains trapped in eternal darkness, a world split between fire and frozen death. The day side reaches temperatures above 2,500 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize stone, hot enough to melt iron like candle wax. And then, scientists noticed something impossible. On these planets, rock behaves like water. Mountains evaporate into mineral vapor. The vapor rises into the atmosphere, drifts toward the dark side, then falls back down as rain made of liquid stone. Earth's volcanoes produce millions of tons of lava every year. A lava world produces that much across its entire surface every few seconds, without stopping, without cooling, forever. Scientists studying 55 Cancri E detected an atmosphere filled with vaporized rock and superheated gases. Temperatures there are high enough to melt titanium. There is no ground to stand on, no safe horizon, only an endless ocean of boiling stone beneath a sun that never moves. But the next planets are even more terrifying, because they have no sun at all. Rogue planets. Most planets orbit stars. Rogue planets do not. They drift alone through interstellar darkness. No sunlight, no sunrise, no warmth, just silence stretching across light years. These planets were ejected from their solar systems during violent gravitational collisions, thrown into deep space like cosmic debris. And scientists believe there may be more rogue planets in the Milky Way than stars themselves. Possibly billions, maybe trillions. Entire invisible worlds wandering through darkness unseen. And then things became existential. Some rogue planets travel over 500 kilometers per second, fast enough to cross the entire solar system in days. If one entered our system unexpectedly, humanity might not see it until it was already here. One rogue planet candidate, WISE 08550714, is only 7.2 light-years away. It is among the coldest objects ever discovered. Yet somehow, it still contains water clouds. A planet with clouds, without a star. Scientists still cannot fully explain how such worlds survive for billions of years in absolute darkness. And that raises a disturbing possibility. The galaxy may be filled with invisible planets drifting between stars, watching civilizations from the dark without ever being detected. And that's where reality begins to break. Diamond planets. Some planets are made of wealth beyond human comprehension, entire worlds built from diamond. Diamond planets form around carbon-rich stars where unimaginable pressure compresses carbon into solid crystalline layers thousands of kilometers deep. Not small deposits, entire planetary interiors. The confirmed super-Earth, 55 Cancri E, may contain a diamond layer stretching 3,000 kilometers downward. The pressure there exceeds 50 gigapascals, enough to permanently transform carbon into diamond across regions larger than continents. And then scientists realized something horrifying. The diamonds may not be solid. They may be melting. Liquid carbon oceans rising and falling through the mantle in convection cycles lasting millions of years. On Earth, diamonds are among the rarest substances humans kill for. Somewhere in this galaxy, entire oceans of it may flow like water. The total diamond output of human history would not even register compared to the amount inside one of these planets. Earth itself would look microscopic beside the scale of compressed carbon hidden inside them. But these planets are not the strangest worlds humanity has discovered, not even close. Super-Earths. Some rocky planets are so massive they barely resemble planets anymore. They become something else. Super-Earths are larger than Earth, but smaller than Neptune, and they are everywhere. Scientists now believe they may be the most common planets in the galaxy. Some possess gravity so intense that simply standing would feel like being crushed beneath collapsing buildings. A human weighing 75 kilograms on Earth could weigh nearly 200 on a larger super-Earth. Every movement becomes exhausting, every breath becomes work, and then it gets terrifying. The largest super-Earths may trap hydrogen deep within their interiors, under pressures so extreme that the gas transforms into metallic liquid. Liquid metal hydrogen, flowing like oceans beneath the crust, generating magnetic fields thousands of times stronger than Earth's. Scientists are no longer sure where the line between rocky planet and failed star truly exists. Because at sufficient pressure, matter itself begins behaving differently. A world that starts as rock slowly transforms into something physics struggles to classify. And then astronomers found planets even stranger than that. Worlds where day and night never move. Ever. Eyeball planets. Some planets no longer rotate. They stare endlessly at their stars. These are called eyeball planets. One hemisphere burns beneath eternal daylight, the other freezes in endless darkness. A single world divided permanently between fire and ice. The day side exceeds 100 degrees Celsius. The night side drops below 100-50. Between them lies a narrow strip called the Terminator line, the only region where temperatures may briefly allow liquid water to exist. A razor-thin ring of possible habitability wrapped around an otherwise dead planet. And then scientists noticed something terrifying. The temperature difference generates permanent hyperstorms, winds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour, screaming endlessly around the planet, never stopping, never weakening. Earth experiences day and night every 24 hours. Eyeball planets do not. One day lasts an entire year. One night lasts equally long. If life exists there, it survives only along a single narrow line separating two planetary hells. A civilization there would never know sunrise, never know sunset, only endless light or endless darkness. But the next worlds barely hold themselves together at all. Puffy planets. Some planets are so light they should not exist. Puffy planets are gigantic gas worlds with densities lower than water. Some are less dense than cork. The confirmed planet WASP-17b is nearly twice Jupiter's size, yet its mass is less than half. In theory, it could float in a large enough ocean. And that's when the universe stopped making sense. The outer atmosphere becomes so inflated that stellar winds strip material away constantly. The planet bleeds gas into space every second. Scientists estimate some lose enough matter each year to build entire moons. The same star that created them is slowly destroying them. At those scales, the atmosphere stretches across distances so enormous, Earth would disappear inside it like a grain of dust. The planet barely remains gravitationally bound, like a cosmic ghost slowly dissolving into vacuum. And eventually, nothing remains except the core, which leads to the final stage of planetary death. Chthonian planets. Some planets are corpses. Chthonian planets are what remain after hot Jupiters lose everything. Their atmospheres, their clouds, their storms, gone. Blasted away by radiation over billions of years. What survives is the exposed core once buried beneath layers of gas larger than entire planets, a dead remnant orbiting beside the same star that destroyed it. Jupiter's atmosphere makes up over 99% of its volume. Remove it all, and only the dense inner core remains, compressed, scorched, unrecognizable. And then, scientists realized something deeply unsettling. Planetary systems may not be stable places. They may be graveyards. Worlds form, migrate, collide, burn apart, get stripped down to their cores. Entire planets erased over cosmic time until nothing remains except irradiated fragments orbiting silently in darkness. What once dominated a solar system ends as a scorched object barely detectable across space. And humanity exists inside the same universe that creates them. Then reality itself begins to fracture, because every world discovered over the last 30 years has forced scientists to confront the same terrifying conclusion. The universe is far stranger than humanity imagined, far more violent, far less stable. There are planets hotter than stars, worlds made of liquid diamond, invisible planets drifting through eternal darkness, oceans of molten rock stretching across entire horizons, magnetic storms larger than planets, dead cores orbiting beside stellar furnaces. And somewhere out there, there are almost certainly worlds even stranger than these, worlds humanity has not discovered yet, worlds that may completely destroy our understanding of physics or reality itself. The galaxy does not contain one kind of planet. It contains categories of worlds so extreme, the word planet barely describes them anymore. Which one terrifies you the most? And if these already exist, what else is still hiding in the dark? If you liked this video, subscribe for more dark space documentaries, because the deeper humanity looks into the universe, the less safe reality begins to feel.